Welcome to video 3, and now for something completely edible. So far, we've learned the basics of food and how to build a simple meal using your hands. Palm for protein, fist for produce, cupped for carbs, thumb for fat. That works pretty good at home, but sooner or later, you're going to have to leave home. You might even be invited out. There will be restaurants, fast food, birthdays, holidays, vacations, and that family member trying to feed you like you haven't eaten since 1987. Today, we're learning how to eat well in the real world. So we're going to start with restaurants. The basic rules still work. First, find your protein. Then look for fruit and vegetables. Eliminate carbs and fats as best you can. Restaurants often have more oil, butter, cheese, sausage, larger portions than the food you'd make at home. That doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. It just means you have to pay more attention. And remember, you don't have to finish everything. You can stop when you've had enough, and you can take the rest home. The restaurant already has your money, and they're going to be just fine. But what if you really want the burger? Have the burger. Seriously, I mean that. Eating well doesn't mean you have to order grilled chicken and broccoli every time you leave the house. If you want a burger, have it. Then make choices around it. Maybe get a smaller fry. Maybe choose water or a 0-calorie drink. Maybe skip the appetizer you really didn't want. The goal is to choose what matters to you instead of eating everything just because it's there. Now for fast food. Fast food, surprisingly, works the same way. Look for protein. Watch the size. Pay attention to the drinks, sauces, and sides. A burger, a sandwich, or tacos, or a bowl, those can all work. But a meal can grow quickly when you add a large fry, soda, extra dessert, sauce, other items just because it came at the combo. You haven't failed because you ate fast food. Just make the best choice you can with what's available. Now for holidays and family meals, here's the important rule. Don't starve yourself all day because you're having a big dinner later. If you show up really hungry, it becomes way harder to make good decisions. Eat pretty normally earlier in the day. Get some protein, eat some produce, drink some water, and then enjoy that special meal. And you can choose foods that you actually care about. If grandma's makes something that you love once a year, eat it. If your desserts have been looking forward to for some time, have it. You don't have to eat 6 grocery store cookies just because somebody put it on the table. You're going to enjoy that something special. Make it worth it. One big meal is just one big meal. One holiday meal is rarely the problem. The problem happens because of the whole weekend. When the weekend becomes, well, this month is already ruined. No, you had a big dinner. That's it. You don't need to punish yourself the next day. You don't need to skip meals. Just go back to normal. You're always one meal away from being back on track. Normal breakfast, normal portions, normal life. Vacations, you should enjoy those too. Try new foods. Go to restaurants. Enjoy local foods. But every meal doesn't need to look like your last meal before being launched into space. Maybe breakfast stays simple. Maybe lunch has plenty of protein. Drink water throughout the day, walk around, then enjoy a bigger dinner. You can enjoy your vacation without turning 7 days into one giant meal. Now for alcohol. It has calories too. Some drinks also have juice, soda, syrup, and other ingredients that add even more calories. Alcohol can also make food choices harder. At 6 o'clock, I'm having 2 drinks. At 11, apparently, we're ordering nachos. If you drink, if you can help make your choices ahead of time so you can have a plan. Drink some water while you're at it. And remember, those drinks do count. Now for desserts. They can still fit. Cake can fit too. Ice cream? We can work with that. Chocolate definitely fits. And you don't need to call them bad foods. Have some. Enjoy it. Move on. Eating cake doesn't mean you've ruined your day. You ate cake. The day remains operational. Your next choice still matters. Never turn one meal into a week. This may be the most important lesson today. At some point, you're going to eat more than you plan to. Everybody does. Maybe it was a holiday. Maybe you were stressed. Maybe the pizza was very persuasive. What matters is what you do next. Don't say, I blew it, I'll start again Monday. Instead, that was a bigger meal than normal. Then make your next meal normal again. Being able to go back to your normal habits is much more useful than trying to be perfect forever. The simple checklist for you is when you're eating away from home, find your protein. Get some produce when you can. Watch your portions. Remember the drinks, sauces, and oils with sides still count. Choose food you really want. You don't have to finish everything. You definitely don't have to starve yourself before a special meal. Don't punish yourself afterwards. And remember, one meal is one meal. Enjoy it, then keep going forward. Good nutrition should always allow you to have restaurants, birthdays, holidays, vacations, and family meals. Your normal habits just need to be strong enough to bring you back. And in our last video, we're going to learn what to do when those habits start getting a little loose and your progress stops, or your thumb size serving of peanut butter somehow becomes a shovel. So next up, get ready because we're going to talk about how to avoid accidentally eating like a trash panda